Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm all set up here, just making sure everything can be seen. Welcome. New moon and Cancer. Yay! I am going to set myself up back there. So let me grab what I need. See if this candle wants to light. New moon candle, new moon energy. All right. Well, hello. Welcome. Let's take a deep breath. So my name is Bailey Rain. If you are not subscribed to my channel yet for yoga and other beautiful spiritual things, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am really grateful to have you here watching this video either live or after the fact, and just allowing yourself to be open to receive. That's really what we want out of these moments together. So let's talk a little bit about this new moon in Cancer. I don't know about anybody else, but I kind of felt like I've been in a daze today. Like I'm not really in this reality. I kind of feel like I have this bubble around me. Like I never really woke up, kind of like everything is a dream. And I don't know if that's just the Libra, because I also have another fellow Libra that I know that I work with, that she kind of touched on the same feeling and energy she was going through, that she just feels like she's not all here, and I feel the same way. So maybe that's an energy you're feeling right now today during this new moon. This energy is also one of high emotions. Cancer is a water sign. So just kind of taking notice of what's maybe being pulled to the surface in your emotional state right now. I feel that maybe this is an energy of old situations or people that are coming through with our emotions right now. So maybe it's something you never really fully dealt with and you're feeling it right now. You're feeling it today. You're going to feel it 2 days before, 2 days after, just within that new moon energy of all those emotions you never really dealt with are all going to be kind of on the surface, and how to navigate and how to feel into that. And it's really important to use this time and this energy to find moments of stillness, to meditate, to write out everything you're feeling. Take this time to do all the journal prompts and just let it all go. Let it all out. Every thought, every feeling, every question that you have, write it all down. I know I did today. I wrote like pages of all the things that are just going on in my mind. And this is a great time to do that. Obviously, new moons are a beautiful opportunity to set your intentions for the next 2 weeks until the next full moon. So any new beginnings, new opportunities, new clean slates you want to create for yourself, this is the time to do that. Also, all of us cardinal signs, so I might butcher the list, but it's Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, and I believe Aries. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I might type that down in the comments. But we're also, this is our first day into a huge 18-month shift. So we don't know what that means for us. I am the Libra. I'm one of those cardinal signs that something huge is going to be coming within the next 18 months in our lives. And that could be anywhere from your workplace to your relationships. And this is really that energy we're working with, that true newness. And if you're feeling like you're in a bubble in a daze, maybe it's just a lot of energy. And I'm feeling that too. I'm feeling a lot of energy that I'm not sure how to work through, and all I want to do is sleep. I've been tired all day today, and I could use a nap. All right, so the way the rest of this video is going to flow is I'm going to be doing a short sound bath. We're going to be honoring the root chakra, sacral, solar, and heart. The reason why I chose these 4, originally I was thinking 3, but when we're really dealing with emotions all sit that water energy in our sacral. But also, like, how are your foundations, your stability? How is that all going right now? So I feel like that is going to affect the emotional and what you want to create and birth into your new next 2 weeks. Your new set intentions come from the sacral, and your solar is that energy and that willpower to make it happen. And then we want to always, at least I always feel, bringing in the heart, because all of this is going to travel up and into the heart. And that's where we want to feel open right now. When we're feeling all these emotions and all these things that are just spewing up, our hearts are going to feel like, oh, I got to let this all out. I got to cry. I got to do whatever I need to do to release everything that is like heavy on here. And I don't know about everyone, but I have a internal sense that it is a very love blockage energy right now of just healing the heart, forgiveness, compassion. Okay, so after we do this short little sound bath, I have 3 different oracle decks here. We have the Rose Oracle deck, Ocean, water energy, and the Starseed. I'm going to pull 1 card from each one. You're going to pick a deck in advance. So now you know you have the Rose, you have the Ocean, you have the Starseed. As you play in the sound bath, close your eyes, meditate on which one is speaking to you. Ask your question that is really heavy on your mind right now, and take whatever card comes out as your little message. Even if it doesn't sound like it fully fits, just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so this is a pick a deck. So obviously you'll just pick one. But sometimes it's really fascinating with these new moon readings. There's a lot of feeding off. There's a card will be pulled from each one, and there'll be a little bit of a common theme. So maybe you want to listen to what all of them have to say and go, oh my gosh, yeah, I feel that. I feel all 3 of them. All right, so let's go ahead and just bring the right hand onto the heart, left hand onto your sacral, so lower below the belly button. Let's close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Let it all out. And do that again. Deep breath in. And let it go. Last deep breath in. Hold it up at the top. Keep filling air in until you can't anymore. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Side out. Great. And from this place, maybe you want to lie down on your back, or just bring the hands to rest on the knees. Close the eyes if they aren't already. And just listen. As the sound settles, you just begin to deepen your breath. If you're laying down, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring some more life back to your body. We'll move into our first oracle deck, which is the Rose Oracle deck. So you can continue to rest laying down, or maybe you'd like to sit up. Woo! She fell out fast. Let's see. Rapture. Sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, and pleasure. Ooh, it's a lot of water energy right there. All right, so rapture. I'm not the best at reading on camera on the spot, so I'm probably gonna mess up words. It's one bad thing about going live. Can't fix that. All right. Flora is the ancient Roman goddess of spring and flowers. In one myth, she was struck by Cupid's arrow and overwhelmed by love and completely breathless in a moment of rapture. She called for Eros. However, the sound rose came out of her mouth instead. So rose became another word for Eros. And it also became the symbol for love, beauty, and passion. Read another version of the story about Flora naming the rose on a different page. Okay. Many patriarchal religions have placed a shameful cloak around sensuality, sex, pleasure, ecstasy, rapture, and sexuality. One of the most natural, pleasurable parts of life has become conditional and judged. The rose wants us to heal from this and to remember that pleasure, sensuality, sexual preference, and expression of desire can be some of the most sacred, miraculous things about being a human on earth. This card comes with a message about receiving and giving love and pleasure. Flora wants you to know that your sensuality, your passion, and your sexuality, no matter how you identify, are sacred and holy. She wants you to connect with your sensual true nature and to celebrate this in all people. So your transmission is, my sensuality is sacred and holy. Other people's sensuality is sacred and holy. I open myself up to express and receive love in a way that feels safe and good to me. I release painful programming and experiences and return to love. Oh, wow. I love that one. I love how it speaks to the water energy, which is what I mentioned in the very beginning of that sacral chakra. That is the home of your sensuality, your sexuality, and that flow of water and ease, and then also the heart. So maybe you have this feeling within that you have to hold back or that you can't express freely all that you desire. And so this card is speaking to you to, bring that out, come back to that sense of yourself, and you deserve to feel that way. You deserve to be sensual and fun and feel all those feelings. Nothing to be ashamed of. Beautiful. I love that. It's a really pretty card too. I don't think you guys will be able to see it from this far, but it's really pretty. All right. That is for my Rose Oracle deck people. We will move on here to Ocean Dreams. right. We have shadow waters. Ooh. There's two moons in the photo. It's all gray and, white, like that moon energy, the water. It's really pretty. Once again, not sure if you can see that. I see shadow work is the theme in this one. It's just what I see. Maybe there's some underlying emotions that are from your past life or as a child, something's coming up. Let's see what the book has to say. I lean into my inner stillness. I embrace my shadow self. I discover new treasures within myself. In the dark of night, we receive insights from within. The world becomes still and we suddenly awaken to a new veil of existence in quiet contemplation. We can be one with the stars, the moon, and the new prologue for tomorrow. The night exists as a halfway point between two realities. One houses sleep, the other houses wakefulness. At a gateway into the unknown, it allows us to cross the invisible threads of time and structured routines, to let go of our earthy roles and become one with the great mysteries. The dark may seem isolating, but there is really nothing to be afraid of. Just as gazing up at the starry night sky can be a luxuriating experience, so can falling into the velvet cloak of our shadow self. Your transmission message here or question, if you want to journal on it, is what shadows am I needing to transmute or acknowledge? The perceived notion of shadow work is rooted in a masculine response to the unfamiliar. Dive into the trenches expecting gory conflict. The alleged Gothic horror has deterred many from awakening to their soul's calling. As the divine feminine once again emerges on earth, we are guided to reconcile with our shadow self from a more nurturing and holistic perspective as a portal to our divine embodiment. This card is a loving invitation to explore the uncharted waters of your soul with a gentle, curious heart. The dark side of the moon does not guarantee monsters. Often it is our anxiety of what we might uncover that is more terrifying. In the depths of our psyche, ocean glistened such untold treasures. Ancient wisdom, hidden talents, luminous clarity, and deep peace. This is your sacred inner sanctum, where you may safely cast away any self-judgment. Whatever arises to awareness, allow this newfound self-knowledge to liberate and nourish your being. Your inner power is rising, dear one. Oh, yes, shadow work and not being afraid of it. When I first heard of shadow work, I was very scared of it. It just, to me, I saw it as having to deal with these horrible, unseen parts of ourselves and, just a lot of pain, a lot of sorrow, a lot of loss, guilt, instead of what it really is a beautiful opportunity to transform and transmute into all that we can be and all that we can manifest into becoming. And without the dark, we can't have the light. So we should be honoring that side of ourselves so we can shine brighter. They're a balance of the two. And there's nothing wrong with having a lot of heavy shadow side to have to work through, or maybe you don't. Either way, it's a balance and they're both beautiful and sacred. So maybe this new moon, if you picked this deck, it's a good opportunity for you, like I said, when I first saw the card, to kind of go deep in and just notice that shadow part of yourself. And what is it that triggers you? What's some maybe dark emotions that you haven't really fully processed through? I'm getting this feeling of childhood. Anything or any way someone spoke to you as a child and maybe something now is relevant to it or making you feel those emotions all over again. So you need to go back in time to resolve those feelings so you can handle what's in front of you right now with a clear mind and expectation. That's what I'm feeling with that. All right. Well, beautiful. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I love doing these. I know I have not been on top of doing them every new moon and full moon, but some energies I feel called for it, and some of them just slip past me. All right, last deck, the Starseed Oracle deck. Let's see. Ooh, we got two that flew out. Let's see. They hit that solar plexus at the same time. Okay, so the first one was you got the love, codependency, and boundaries. And the other one was Starkeeper, cosmic ancestors seed the light by staying grounded. Let's do, you got the love first. Hadarian energy. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but it's the Hadarians are believed to be beacons of pure divine unconditional love who can see in all people and situations. As a result, you can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. The lovers of the cosmos, they dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body, to learn to love to learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others. To remember that love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have love still all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe and familiar in a soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you can give more than you receive, or perhaps there's a certain volatility to it and you're always unsure where you stand. This card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. And your journal prompt for this one is, do you lose yourself in relationships? If so, how? How can you develop a deeper love for yourself? Love energy, just like the first one, the rose one, to me had that same love vibe, and the heart, which is what I had brought up in the very beginning. You know, all of this comes back to the heart, and you know, that unconditional love. Sometimes we give so much unconditional love that we eventually put ourselves into a detriment because we see the potential in somebody and we want to just keep diving into it, but are we receiving that back? Are we showing that level of self-love that we're giving to that person back to ourselves? So just having that awareness and boundaries of how can you protect your energy and also give at the same time. Yeah, and the other one is Star Keeper. Let's see, SSS. Star Ancestors, Star Bathing, Brothers. Ha, here it is. All right. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in your unique way. You've likely been incarnated on Earth for some time, dedicated to an era of awakening and bringing about a awaited shift in the planet's evolution. We're at a tipping point now, the survival of Earth and all its species is coming to a head. The more grounded you remain during this transitional period, the more helpful you'll be. The more you tend to the flames of your own heart, the more love you'll anchor onto this planet. The wisdom of the stars is imprinted in your soul. The more soul fragments you call home, the more this wisdom is needed here. You may be called to be in different places in the world to anchor this light, perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location. You may also find yourself experiencing awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, the more stable Earth's energy will become and the less reactive humanity will be. You're here for a double mission, to grow as an individual and as a part of a larger collective that's bringing about a shift in frequency. Trust that you can be in the world, but not of it, and lead a truly glorious life. And you don't have a question for this one, but it is a activation. So bring your right hand on your heart, close your eyes. I acknowledge that I am a star keeper. I choose to anchor my light and stay as grounded as possible. Yes. So both of these speak to making yourself a priority, self-love, to keep your energetic state grounded right now, which is going to help prevent you from being reactive. As we know, this new moon in Cancer is highly emotional. We're going to feel all the things because it's about water energy and it's in Cancer, which is already a very emotional sign. And if we don't take the time to ground ourselves, to be with ourselves, to have those moments of stillness, meditation, silence, come back, breathe, we're going to instead react to everything. And we're going to react with emotion. And that's going to affect all of our relationships and how we communicate with each other. It's not going to come from a place of that love and that compassion. Instead, it's going to come from the place of the ego, because we're just spewing things off or just reacting. And it's not, that is coming from a very low frequency vibration, versus if we take the time to come to ourselves, to come inward, and then respond in a very heartfelt way to whatever emotions being brought up, that response radiates at a higher frequency. And now that person's energy field isn't going to drop in response hopefully if they choose it not to. It will respond back at that higher state of vibration as well, which if we communicated with each other always at that level, the world would just be different, instead of always responding from our triggers and some little irritant that came from the day and came from that place of response from the heart, and to see someone as another human being and not as just, I don't know, sometimes what people see other people as things to lash out at. I'm not sure. But yes, so this starseed group, the biggest message I can give you right now is take time for yourself. Get out in nature, ground, set boundaries so that you can come through and do what you're meant to do while you're here. All right, so all of that said and done, that is the end of our new moon and Cancer reading and mini sound bath. I hope that some of this relates to you and gave you a little bit of enlightenment, or maybe a little bit of sense of relief as to why you're feeling certain things, or maybe it was just a good opportunity for you to relax and listen to some crystal bowls for a little bit. But if you're not already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I think I said in the very beginning that my name is Bailey Rain, and yes, sending you all so much love and light. Thank you for being here with me. Namaste.